What is good, Knicks fans? Coming at you with another video. I want to talk about Knicks, everything Knicks. This is what this channel is for, just to talk Knicks, right? Um, got a report from Ian Begley saying yes, the Jazz had interest in New York's R.J. Barrett. What's up, Knicks fans? Coming at you with another video. I'm gonna talk to you about Knicks topics. Should we keep Randle? Should we trade Randle or keep Randle if the Donovan Mitchell trade happens? RJ Barrett, should the Knicks give up RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell? Or should we run it back with the team we have? Just say forget the Donovan Mitchell trade and run it with the team we have. I want to talk a little bit about it. Got a report by Ian Begley says yes, the Jazz had interest in the New York's RJ Barrett. No, the Knicks shouldn't include Barrett in a trade for Utah's Donovan Mitchell. In my opinion, Knicks have ample draft capital, should be able to get a deal done without including Barrett. Definitely, this has been the whole topic for the off season. You want to pair Donovan with RJ Barrett, right? You don't want to give up RJ for Donovan Mitchell. You want to pair them two. Yeah, because he's a young up and comer, right? You want to build around him as much as Donovan, right? They build around each other. They fit perfectly with each other. So you want to keep them together. Randle, do you give up a Randle in the Donovan Mitchell trade? Yes. For ball dominant players, especially that Julius isn't a spot up shooter. RJ struggled with it last year, but we know he can be at least a 36 to 37 catch and shoot guy. I think he can be. But you want him to have more ball handling duties than just being a spot up shooter, right? And Julius Randle take away opportunities for RJ Barrett, and Donovan Mitchell obviously is gonna need to play on ball because he's a great offensive player. Not only that, he can play off ball, but still, you want the ball a lot in Brunson's hands as much as Donovan's and RJ. Randle is the odd man out in that situation. We need an off-ball guy, much like how Mitchell Robinson is going to be playing. He's going to play more off-ball than anything, right? And we need that one in, right? Everybody's going to be out, one in. 4 out, 1 in, right? Mitchell Robinson has to be the one in. And it's going to open up space for him, especially that they don't have to sag off of Randle. Because OB is going to be glued to that corner, trying to hit those open corner shots. If he gets better at it like he has at the end of last season, we got something there, man. But yeah, it's all about fit, and if we get Donovan, Julius doesn't fit. But as the team is right now, he fits, right? I know we want OB to start, but as the team is right now, how it's constructed right now, I think he should be in the starting lineup more than OB. But if Donovan comes there, OB has to be in the starting lineup, so it's a vice versa type of thing. Yeah, we will have Brunson, and I want Grimes to get that starting two. See, you have to put somebody in the 4 to be that off-ball player. Now, if Donovan Mitchell becomes the 2, but if Randle's still there, you need somebody at the 2 to be that off-ball player. So it's a little thing like that. And I just think the depth that we have, the chemistry that we're gonna have, even with Randle on the team. I think certain players probably have problems with how he was acting last year, but they still stuck with him, man. That's still their boy and everything. They just had a little thing last year, little problem, but not that much of a problem. It was like RJ, and because these guys brought up the point of everybody needs to have accountability for what they're doing and everything. And they would bring that up here and there, players and coaching staff and everything. Yeah, they would bring stuff up like that, but it's not like they was hating on him or like they just. I know you're going through it, Randle, but we have to all be accountable at some point. And they didn't even let him be accountable. The front office, even the coaches, and the players, they could have called him out, but and made him be accountable. Like, but they're not gonna do that. I guess it could be chalk that up to how his personality is, because players would be fine with their teammates calling them out, but most players would fault themselves before faulting other players, obviously. But it was hard even for the players to deny that it was Randle that was mucking things up certain times. Not all the time, but certain times. Yes, he did his best sometimes, but other times where we needed him to show effort or give effort in general. You don't have to be on the offensive end all the time. That you have to give effort. Defense too, and he was lacking on that side of the ball also. But I just think overall, coming back with him, the chemistry that they still have with him, especially if he's willing to just take a step back, let Brunson be get the ball a lot. You play off of him. You play off of RJ. Don't have them play off of you. That's how you're gonna make this team work. That's how your stats will get back to how it was. Like, to be honest, you're gonna get much better opportunities if you play off of them instead of having them play off of you. Don't you think? Yeah. You can still get your ISO situation, especially if everything's stagnant and things not happening, and you were moving the ball, moving yourself, not just being standing still yourself. If you were actually active, trying to get opportunities, and nothing happens, yeah, why don't them let them go to you sometimes? Brunson could go ISO, RJ can go ISO. Just play within it. I think Randle. I still think Randle could really give us something this year. Although we do need a star like a Donovan, I don't think Donovan is it right now. If it's like a Paul George type of player, I'll be willing to give up. But even then, he's older, so let's talk about a young player. I guess a Bradley Beal, you could say, or Zach LaVine. If it was them, I'll probably give up quite a bit. I'll be willing to give up quite a bit. They're tall, they can defend, and they got the scoring prowess of a Donovan Mitchell. So, maybe, but Donovan Mitchell isn't it right now. As much as I like him, if it was before the Brunson signing, then yeah, I would have wanted Donovan Mitchell. But right now, I do not want Donovan Mitchell. I like the depth that we have, and I want to see how Brunson makes this team. I want to see the first 2 months of the season. If we're actually playing great, we may not have to need a Donovan, right? We may be one star away still, but we may not need a Donovan himself. Like, we could get somebody else that can fit. It's all about fit. And we saw with the Lakers that it's all about fit. And Donovan Mitchell, does he fit with Brunson in the backcourt? No. And we saw this a couple times. Donovan with Mike Conley, Damian Lillard with CJ McCollum, short 1 and 2 guards, point guard, shooting guards, short shooting guards, all the offense in the world, but can't defend that much, can't be stoppers, but at least affect players, because they just gonna big players like LeBron, KD, Paul George, Kawhi, these great players in general, great offensive players, gonna search you out and mismatch easy buckets. Great players. Ja will make these guys look silly. We need defense. And that's why this team right now, as it is constructed for defense mainly than offense. Although this team can score, you can't deny it. I look at this list of let's look at the wasn't paying attention, my fault. Roster. How's this constructed right now? If Randle can be the 20-point scorer, we know he can be. Like RJ showed at after June, after July, January, in the month of January on, he was scoring at 20 and above, like 20 something, whatever. And if Brunson could hit that 20 mark, he averaged 16 last year, but if all three of them could be 20-point scorers, and all three of them playing off each other, with a Rose coming off the bench, quickly coming off the bench, giving you 10 each, let's say 10 each, and Obi potentially give you 10. Fournier can give you 10 off the bench. These are guys that can average 10 off the bench. I know they can. And these are three Julius, RJ, and Brunson. These are three guys I know that can average 20. And a Quickly, a Rose, a Fournier, a Obi. These are guys I know that can average 10. Quentin Grimes can average 10 in the starting lineup. These guys, look at all the points that add up. 2, 4, 6, 20. That's 80. Another 20. That's, what's it called? 100. Then you got another 10 by Derrick Rose. That's 110 right there. Your offense is gonna be good, and then if Cam gets sprinkled in there, he can give you 5 to 8 points in limited time. That's 15, 18 points. And then Mitch Robinson. Come on, Mitch Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein can get you nearly 10 points every game. Let's say 8 points. Let's say 8 points to 10 points, whatever. That's nearly 120, 130, bro. We got scorers on our team, and we got defenders, two-way players. We got a bunch of two-way players. The only one that has a hard time really defending is Jalen Brunson. Quickly showed that he can defend. Obi, he showed that he can defend, and they can only get better at defense, right? They can only get better. They can't get any worse than defense. So let's say Fournier, yeah, he's not that great a defender either, but in like 20 minutes a night, he can give you good offense that outweigh his defense, right? I'm just saying, man. And then after that, like, the only weak defense, because Derrick Rose could defend. Derrick Rose can defend 1 and 2s. He could defend. Julius can defend basically 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. Affect 5s, and not everyone every point guard he could defend, but he can defend. RJ could defend 1 through 4. He affects like majority of the 4s out there, right? Who's the 4? Unless it's like super tall dudes, like whatever. But he can affect most 4s. 1 to 3 and 4, and most 4s. And you got Derrick Rose 1 and 2s, and you can affect 3s. Right? Then you got Brunson. He's gonna only guard 1s, guard 2s, but not every, like, can't OD like that. Cam, I think he could defend 1 through 4. Give him opportunity. Fournier 1 and 2s, but some 3s, and I don't know. You'll need it. Quickly 1, 2s. He can defend. He's been showing it, and I think he can affect 3s. Quentin Grimes 1, 2, and 3s, and he could affect 4s. Obi, he can affect. He played good defense against 4s. I think he could play good defense against 3s. The quicker guards can get by him faster, but I think if he uses athleticism to catch up and bother shots, he can affect 1s and 2s. He can affect 5s too. He could be very versatile. But it's all about development, and these guys have been developing. What makes you think that they're not going to develop next year? Even Randle, to that extent, he's been developing. Yes, it was trash last year, but I see that he's been putting in work this offseason. You see how skinny he got. You see how motivated he is to come back and really show what he can do again. He talked like it. Let's just see. I mean, Donovan, I don't know. Can Donovan be that guy? I don't know. For us. Not if we don't have defenders on the team, and we're gonna give up players that's gonna give us depth, and then we're gonna get rid of Randle potentially, and that's another defender. If Randle is focused on the defensive end, he is a great defender. He showed that all All NBA season, second team, he showed that he can be a really great defender if he's focused, if he's motivated. And I'm pretty sure this year, because of last year, he's gonna be motivated. You see that he put in the work in the off season. When he puts in that work off season, there's no reason why we can't suspect that. Oh, he's gonna come back with a vengeance. I know he felt like he had a terrible year. He was battling the fans the whole time. This is his actually first time battling, like going toe to toe with the fans. Because the first year he was here, I mean, I guess he was used to being hated on. Then second year, he showed what we can. Because he heard all the rumblings, showed what he can actually do. Yes, without no fans there. But this year, I'm pretty sure he got mad at the fans for not showing all that love you gave me, and then you want to switch on me real fast. He just hated that, but I'm pretty sure he learned this offseason. Man, I gotta get over that. I just gotta play my game. I gotta get back in the lab, and I gotta do things differently. I'm just saying, man. He showed improvement almost every year he's been in the league, and this year should be no different. He should show improvement. He's gonna show improvement, and I think gutting the team for Donovan Mitchell, that move is gonna make us say we have to win now. We have to be top 4 if we're gonna get Donovan Mitchell, right? And we're not gonna be there. I don't think so. If we get Donovan Mitchell, now this team with depth is the name of the game. Because, bro, obviously things happen, but you can see that the top 2 teams that went to the finals had depth. If we get up a Randle for another star, that's fine. But no, we can't give up the whole team for another star. We need team for our best player technically, because Randle still technically is our best player. We need to give up a player for our best player. We need to get a great player for our best player. We can't give up depth for a player like Donovan Mitchell. I need to give up Randle for a player like Donovan Mitchell. I'm not gonna give up. I'm sorry, man. I can't, because, bro, I just can't. I can't. Depth is something that you need, and the potential we have on our team is there. We just need to mold it into something that we want. We can. Just come on, man. But I mean, I said we running back with Randle, but if we're willing to trade a Randle for a star player, for Paul George that fits this team way better, right? Not even Donovan Mitchell, because I don't want to trade Randle for Donovan Mitchell. It kind of gives up defense. We need defense. We need a two-way player. If we're gonna give up Randle, we need a star level two-way player, right? And we need depth. Those are 2 things. We need defense. 3 things. Defense, and that comes with depth, because depth gives you defense, versatility, right? And that's what we have. So we got that down packed. And Randle is part of that. So if you want to get rid of Randle and then get rid of other players for Donovan Mitchell, where's your depth? Where's your defense? Nowhere. But if you don't have to give up nobody else, mostly nobody else, give up a Randle, a few picks for a star level player, right? It's all about certain teams and what they want. I think it can work out with a different player, not Donovan Mitchell. We don't need a Donovan Mitchell, and I want to see what Julius does. If he does good, if he doesn't, I think if he does good, you still will want to trade him, right? I think you still trade him next year if he does good. If Brunson's elevating him, I know you wouldn't want to mess with the chemistry. I think best thing for you to do, because you wouldn't want to trade him by the trade deadline. It's messed up, right? So you keep him. You, if you have a good year this year, and next off season, even if he does good, even if he's close to that second all team, that's where his trade value is the best right there. You're not gonna have another, because he may not have another down year and affect everything and shit like that. But if he comes back with a vengeance, right? You wanna put his trade stock back up, right? Take advantage of that hunger in his eye, right? And then it may go away because he may not be the most reliable player, right? But people may say, "Oh, look at this! He's doing it the year after again." Somebody may want him out there. Let's say Hornets may want him. Three team deal with Wizards, Hornets, and Knicks. Help all three get who they want, right? And what they want. So I'm pretty sure the Wizards aren't going to be good next year. Let's do this. Come on, man. We think better than Donovan Mitchell, and we can get better than Donovan Mitchell. Even though offensively, Donovan Mitchell and Bradley Beal is like really close. It's not the offense I'm talking about, because we're going to be able to score no matter what. No matter what, we're going to be able to score. Especially that we got a real point guard. It was hard for us to score last year, yes. But now that we have a real point guard, it won't be hard for us to score. He will settle us down. He will make the right play, especially if Derrick Rose is there also and he's back healthy. We don't have to rely on him so much, and he will still help. But we have two good point guard play, and even quickly getting better at point guard play. We will constantly have great point guard play. Something we haven't had in a long time, and it's gonna help us get easier buckets and consistent buckets, and that's what we need. And I just think that Donovan Mitchell isn't it right now because he doesn't bring defense, and you need defense consistently throughout this team. And the only two right now that doesn't play great defense, or at least really good defense, is Brunson and Fournier, and you can mask them. You can hide them in great defensive lineups. You can hide them with great defensive talent around them. And you can do this. You can do this, and especially if the young guys get better. And nothing tells us that they wouldn't get better. Come on, man. I'm sorry going on that rant. I need to speak my mind. That's all I want to speak about today. I'll hit you with another video some other time. I'm out.